What's going on, everyone? My name's Jared from Ride Along Fishing, and I love catching big largemouth bass on finesse style baits. Now, you guys may or may not have noticed in that clip that my preferred setup for finesse style fishing is a bait casting setup. And not just any bait casting setup, I prefer my KastKing Royale Legend. But when I first started using the Royale Legend for finesse fishing, a lot of people called me crazy. But even more people have asked me one question, and I'm here to answer that for you today. Jared, how do I set up my KastKing Royale Legend to throw weightless Senko style worms? Before we go any further in this video, I just want to take a moment to say one thing. I'm not here to tell you the right way or the wrong way to do anything. Let's face it, fishing is more of an art than a science, and I don't believe there is any wrong way or right way to do anything. I consider myself a weightless Senko style bait fisherman, and this is just what I do, and I wanted to take the time to share it with you. Alright guys, so we're going to go over a couple things first. The first thing I want to go over is where I have my brake set. I like to keep my brake on 5, but it took me a long time to get here. When you're just starting out, by all means start off at a 7 or even an 8. And if this is your first bait caster, max those brakes out until you get more comfortable casting 20-30 feet and then move on from there. For the price point that it's at, the KastKing Royale Legend brings us something a lot of other bait casters in this class don't offer. The KastKing Royale Legend has a centrifugal brake system inside. If you guys look right here, this is the pull and turn system. What you do is you push this lever down. While it's pushed down, you turn this whole plate towards the bottom of the reel. Your reel should now look like this. From here, it should be very easy to just pull this side plate off, revealing your spool. And right here is your centrifugal braking system. As you guys can see, these are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now at the time of this recording, I've had this reel for about a half a year. So I have these two brakes off. That's 3 and 4. But I do have brakes 1 and 2 on. What that means is these little orange pins can be pushed in and out. As you can see right here, when that brake's pushed in, it pushes that little orange piece further in there, creating more friction on the spool, slowing the spool down. So for me, with my brake set at 5 and those two orange pins pushed in, this thing isn't a problem at all. But wait, there's still one more thing that I want to cover. You can adjust the brakes all you want, but this little knob right here, if overlooked, will ruin your day. This is your spool tension knob. This knob controls how tight your spool sits inside your reel. Too loose, and when you push the button to engage the reel, your weightless Senko style bait drops to the ground. Why is that so bad? Well, because when you cast it and it hits the water and the spool has no resistance, so to better control that rate of fall, this is what we mess with right here. Spool tension knob. So right now, I have my reel engaged. The button is down. And I'm going to turn the knob until it falls. That right there is where most people will set their bait casters. I, however, like mine just a little more tense. I like my spool just tight enough where I have to shake the tip to get that bait to start its descent. And even then, it's a very slow and controlled descent. Now, the last thing that I want is for you guys to think that I ordered my KastKing Royale Legend, went out, and just started whipping out weightless Senko style baits right off the rip. That's not what happened at all. In fact, I actually had a really hard time learning how to dial this bait caster in. And the reason for that is quite simple. I didn't know how to cast it. I'm going to show you guys a couple clips, and then I'm going to explain why I'm showing you those clips. Now, as the line is coming off of the spool of your KastKing Royale Legend, it's extremely important to use your thumb as sort of a brake on the spool. applying pressure when needed, and stopping the spool from spinning right before it hits the water in order to maintain a smooth and controlled cast. Now I'm hoping that you guys caught that I was casting two different ways in the clips that I just showed you. I had your standard overhead cast and a side roll cast. The reason I'm showing you two different casts is because it doesn't matter which way you're casting, it only matters how you cast. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of people thought I was crazy for using a bait casting reel for finesse fishing. Now the reason everyone thought I was crazy is because a lot of people believe that these kind of reels were made for big, heavy baits, and that is not the case. In reality, these reels are just a lot easier to cast with bigger, heavier baits. It takes a lot of time and patience to learn how to let the bait do the work for you. And what I mean by that is when you cast out your KastKing Royale Legend, you want to let that bait lob. Lobbing casts are key. Doesn't matter if you're side rolling or going overhead, you want to let the rod tip load the weight and carry that bait for you. Without understanding that lobbing action and learning how to control the momentum of the bait, that a lot of the time is how anglers end up with backlash, also known as bird's nest. Alright everyone, that's gonna do it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope that I was able to help you out a little bit better understanding the KastKing Royale Legend and how to cast those lighter finesse style baits. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not like this video, please give it a thumbs down and let me know why down below in the comments. And for more awesome fishing entertainment, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we will catch you next time.